Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. Today I want to talk about something really stupid that Biden said recently. Now I know a lot of you are going to say, what? Shut your mouth. Biden say something stupid? That's crazy. Well, he did. He said something really stupid, believe it or not. He said, while talking about guns and potential uprisings of the citizens against the government, he said that unless the citizens had F-16s, they don't stand a chance against the government. He's basically saying if they don't have the same weapons that the military has, we'll wipe them out. The government would just wipe us out right away. Now, that is wrong on so many levels. The first of which is that this is the president threatening the citizens with full-scale military weapons, saying if you ever rose up, we'd just wipe you off the face of the earth. We would use jets and bombs, etc. against you. Missiles. You wouldn't stand a chance because we have more power than you do. That is offensive, in my opinion. That is so wrong that a president would do that. It was bad when Eric Swallowswell did the same thing where he threatened citizens with nuclear bombs. But the president doing it is even worse. So that right there is abhorrent. I don't know why more people aren't upset about that or outraged by it, because I find it outrageous. But that's not the only reason it's wrong. The other reason it's wrong is because it shows a complete lack of understanding about military tactics. The last thing you'd want to do is start flying bombing raids on American soil against insurgents. Start blowing up buildings, etc. on American soil. Because if you did that, you would quickly turn what was maybe, 5 to 15% of the people turning against the government into 75, 85% of the people turning against the government overnight, pretty much, if you started doing that. Once that got out, that you were doing that against American citizens, everybody would start to rebel. You would lose all support in the country. You have to have the people on your side if you're going to win inside a country, on their native soil, especially if it's the government against the people. The only wars we've ever lost is where it was against an inferior force that had the people behind them, that they weren't on our side, so we lost. Insurgents and guerrilla warfare, etc. So Biden really needs to take some classes on how to run a war, because he doesn't know how. He would lose it pretty quick. He would definitely lose the support of the people with that type of a mindset. So that's wrong on that level also. The other thing about it that's really, really wrong is that he's basically saying that if people ever rose up, the people that would be fighting them, trying to put them down, would be the military. Wouldn't be the military. It would be police. It wouldn't be the soldiers. It would be these militant organizations that are inside every city in every state that they've been building up for decades now. The militarization of the police. Why are they militarizing the police? Our crime rates haven't been really going up, so why are they doing this? Well, it's because they know the police are their first line of defense against the people. That's why they do it. There's multiple reasons it would be the police and not the military. For one, the military is taught to love their country. That includes loving the citizens, because no one fights overseas for a flag. They fight for their way of life, their country, the people they love in that country, the people they love back home. It's hard to get those people to turn against those people they care about. It's hard to get them to fight against the people of their country. They tend to desert when you do that. And here's another thing. Military people, soldiers, are mostly low paid with very few benefits these days, fewer and fewer. So if you ask them to act against their morals, they'll tend to walk away. There's a lot of them that want to walk away anyway. They're like, oh my God, I can't wait till my time's up. So if you gave them a situation where they had to choose between turning on their fellow citizens or walking away, most of them would walk away in a minute. And the government knows that. We actually did a poll or a survey many, many years ago when I was in the military that asked that very question. And they found out that soldiers said they'd be very hesitant to take action on American soil against citizens. But they did the same poll with police, and they overwhelmingly said they would. Because here's the difference. The police are taught that we are the enemy constantly. Have you ever been to one of the morning briefings in a police department? Oh my God, it's be careful out there. They're out to get us. The people are bad. We're justice. They're chaos. It's that kind of crap. That's what you see all the time. And also, they're paid way too much for their education level. They get way too good of benefits. They have great pay, great benefits. I know police officers making $145,000 a year before you even count their benefits. And they've got a high school diploma, maybe 2 years of college. That's really high pay. And they say, oh, but it's because the job is so risky. When's the last time you saw cops take risk? They shoot first, ask questions later. If there's a building and someone in it shooting, they usually don't even go in until there's like 50 of them. So they don't take a lot of risk. So that high pay right there is for one thing. It's to keep them loyal. I've had cops on my show before that have said, oh, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do that. I'm a cop, but I wouldn't do that. And I've asked them flat out, well, if they enacted a red flag law in your state, would you enforce it? And they say, well, yeah, I would. And I'm like, why? Well, I'd have to. If I didn't, I'd lose my job and my benefits. That's what they're loyal to, that paycheck, those benefits, the people that hired them. And that's the government. Now sheriff's departments are a little different. That guy's elected and then he hires them. But state police, city police, etc. They are the first line of defense for the government. They know the area. They're well equipped. Like I said, they give them MRAPs, automatic rifles, etc. They're getting them ready for war. Because if we ever rise up, they'll be the first line of defense. They'll be the first ones that go out there and break our lines. They're the first ones we'll have to fight. Because like I said, they've already been told we're the enemy. They already think we are the enemy. They've been told that, if it's not for them, the country will be lawless and they're special because of that. They also are paid very well. They don't want to lose that pay. They get great benefits. They don't want to lose those benefits. So when you're fighting for your own benefits and your own pay against people you already think are lesser than, it's real easy to get them to go out and start shooting. So if we ever did rise up, that's who we'd be fighting, the police, not the military. Like I said, the military wouldn't be acting much on federal soil, on our own native soil. They'd have to rely on the police. And that's what they've got them ready for. That's why they've militarized them. It isn't because crime hasn't been going up. So why are they making the police forces more powerful when crime's going down? It's because they're not worried about crime. They're worried about us. And they're worried about us taking their power. That's what they're doing, everything they have to do to stop and prevent. That's why they've militarized the police. That's why they want to give them so much money. And so many people on the right are willing to go, yoo-hoo, give them everything they want. They're the police. Blah, 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 blah. Lick their boots, lick, 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 lick. That kind of bullshit that we've been programmed with, that if you don't support the police, you're not American. Bullshit. Like I said, they are the government's first line of defense against us. If we ever have to rise up, they'll be the first one to put on their boots, grab their rifles, and go out there and start shooting. So if you support the police blindly, well then you are blind or you're ignorant, because like I said, if bullets ever do fly in this country, the police will be enemy number one.